commanding us to live as citizens worthy of our citizenship in heaven. Now, nothing could be more timely or relevant in our world today than this command. As impeachment hearings conclude today and the language of insurrection continues to be lobbied around like a live grenade, and our nation continues to see dark shadows of corruption and criminal pursuits lengthen across our land from both sides of the aisle, we continue to see at the same time church leaders continuing to fall in acts of immorality, congregations split over such eternal issues as health-related government restrictions and conspiracy theories, and even see high-profile Christians declaring that they no longer identify as Christian. Wow, I think what we really need is a true insurrection. That's exactly what Paul was advocating when he commanded believers to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose. In other words, we need to live and work within the context of another government, God's government. So how can we do that kind of work today? I don't think it's any clearer than it is in the next few verses in Philippians chapter 2, where Paul writes this: "Do all you have to do without grumbling or arguing, so that you may be God's children, blameless, sincere, and wholesome, living in a warped and diseased world and shining there like lights in a dark place." Now, while the regenerated, Jesus-loving spirit within you shouts out in agreement to that statement, allow me to remind us of what that actually entails. Paul uses language that's specific here, and it specifically defines grumbling with the whining and complaining that the nation of Israel vocalized after they were delivered from slavery in Egypt and found the journey to the promised land actually took a little, journeying, work and energy. It's that kind of stuff that we do when we complain about going to church today, praying, reading, giving, serving, those types of things. The term arguing that he uses points us toward the controversies that had found their way into the fellowship at the church of Philippi, over which individual and groups were dividing. It's the kind of stuff we find in our church and churches today when we start judging each other over wearing masks, getting vaccinated, or even over issues related to our buildings. In other words, we're supposed to act like genuine children of God, living sincere, wholesome lives in a warped and diseased world. It's the simple matter of setting your minds on things above, not on earthly things, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. Doing so enables us to shine as the light of the world and drive back the lengthening shadows of corruption and criminality in our land. And that, my friends, is an insurrection worth mounting. Wouldn't you agree? Now, will it necessarily make our world a better place to live? Probably not. But what we will do is populate the coming kingdom with more people who would otherwise follow the ruler of this present age into eternal darkness. So, let's work out our salvation. It's a cause worth living for, don't you think? God bless you. Love you. And see you Sunday.